Stradling! Hey guys, this is Morgan with the Rotoscopers, and today I am bringing you my trailer review of the Cinderella live action trailer. Now, when this movie was first announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, why? We don't need another Cinderella. I love Cinderella. There's been so many different versions of Cinderella. But after having seen this trailer, I need more Cinderella. So we have Cinderella and her mother, her biological mother, when Cinderella was really young. And she says, I want to tell you a secret that will get you through all the trials which life has to offer. Have courage and be kind. So I love this part because it really instills some of the two qualities that make Cinderella. So I just love that. I thought that was a great way to start off the trailer from the very beginning. We get to see, you know, that relationship and some of these principles that will guide Cinderella throughout the movie. So next up we see a scene of Cinderella and her dad, very foreboding. They are walking, and next thing we know, we see the stepmother walk up in all of her pompous and glory. And then he says, oh, you know, you'll have a stepmother and two lovely stepsisters. And then, you know, you see the mom waving and the two sisters are just, yeah. They're stepsisters. I think they did a wonderful job with the casting. Cate Blanchett as Cinderella's stepmother is not even recognizable as Cate Blanchett, which I love. She's her own unique character. And then Holliday Grainger and Sophie McShera as the stepsisters. They don't talk that much, so we don't really get that much out of them. But just looking at them, I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Then we see a scene where the dad leaves, and then, you know, the stepmother, this gets me so mad. She's like, wouldn't you prefer to eat after you do all the work? And she's like, yes, stepmother. And the stepmother says, oh, you don't need to call me that. Madame will do. Like, burn. They are clearly putting boundaries in place that you're not my daughter, you're not my step anything. You are calling Madame just like any other servant would do. Then I love we get that moment of the classic Cinderella, like how she got her name, because her name is Ella, but, you know, because she was always covered in cinders, or she was dirty Ella, Cinderella, they call her Cinderella. And so I love that that moment was included, because I don't think many people, you know, if you haven't read the original fairy tale, you just think Cinderella's name is Cinderella, not actually Ella. So I really liked that in there, and just the way the stepsisters reacted was just so horrible / awesome. They're gonna be good. Then the romantic side of me goes crazy when we see the scene with Cinderella riding on horseback. Basically, she's probably really frustrated, afraid, she's running away, and then there's this mysterious man who immediately I'm like, Prince, I don't even know, Prince, you're a prince, you're a prince. And he was a prince. But I love that this little interaction, he's like, what do they call you? She's like, it doesn't matter what they call me. And he says, that's not your fault. And so he's like, we'll see each other again. And just like the chemistry in that moment. This movie seems to follow the plot of the original Disney version, but there are some new little things, obviously. It's not just gonna be like a carbon copy live action. I like that we have new scenes, little new dialogue characters, but the main highlights and plot points are still there. And I love this new scene where she meets the prince beforehand, so that way it's not sort of the prince, but don't you know, she'll be able to recognize him, I assume, when she gets to the ball. Then we get the scene with Cinderella's mom saying, Ella, you have more kindness in your little finger than most people have in their entire body. Again, kindness, kindness. She's amazing, she's kind. We see the mice for the first time here, you know how she's able to help them out. And then she comes down with her classic gown. It was my mother's dress, it's the pink gown. And then you expect that scene where they just tear off the clothes. It's a little more subtle in the trailer, and I don't think they really like do a huge like destroying of the dress. It's the stepmother goes and then, you know, Cinderella freaks out and runs away, and that's okay. It's okay. Then the stepmother says, you shall not go to the ball, and then Cinderella runs away, and then there's an old hag who says, excuse me, why are you crying? And then she transforms into the fairy godmother. And I know people were saying before, like, oh, Helena Bonham Carter, like, she always does grungy roles, like, why is she here? You know, the fairy godmother, this doesn't seem like a right role for her, but can I just say how refreshing it is to see Helena Bonham Carter in just looking glammed up and beautiful. She is beautiful. So I love seeing this different side of her. as the fairy godmother with this beautiful dress. I actually think the fairy godmother's dress is prettier than Cinderella's. Did I just say that? And then we see the fairy godmother turn the pumpkin into a carriage, the mice into horses, and then lastly, the rags into a beautiful ball gown. Now this ball gown is blue. Cinderella in the animated was more of like a silvery blue, but recently Disney has just said, you know, in marketing and whatnot of the character, that she just has a blue dress. And so they kind of went with that. She has a very, very blue dress. It's beautiful. And then can we talk about the shoes? Yeah. We got a preview of the shoes in the teaser trailer. They are glass, they are almost crystal with this butterfly, and her dress has this butterfly motif on it as well. I'm not a huge fan of like the butterfly thing, but that's okay. I can still appreciate it for what it is. I don't have to wear it, thank goodness. Actually, you know what? Someone gave me that dress, I would wear it. What am I talking about? Snob. Then Cinderella arrives at the ball and she's meeting the prince, and she says, "They're all looking at you," and he says, "Believe me, they're all looking at you." This movie's gonna be so good. I am so excited. I am just you know, I love Pride and Prejudice. I love just romance films, and this just seems gushing and oozing of it. And I love that the relationship between the prince and Cinderella is a bit more developed than it was in the Disney animated film, so that way it's a bit more believable that, you know, he was gonna marry her the next day, basically. So yes, the ball scene, beautiful. I love how colorful and bright it is. Everyone just has like these red, yellow, green gowns, and then there's her that's blue, and it's just... And then the clock strikes 12. Can I just say really quick, did you totally get Hans vibes with the prince in this moment? He's wearing the white suit with tails, and then there's the clock, you know, in Frozen there's that classic scene where they're going like this. Synchronization. Hans vibes. Hans is bad. Please don't be a Hans. But of course he's not gonna be a Hans, but this is the classic moment where the clock strikes 12, curfew, and she runs away, and I love the scene where she's running down just that huge grand staircase. I mean, if you're gonna have to have a great exit, you might as well have it be ridiculously long as, you know, stairs as long as a football field, and lose your shoe in the process. So the trailer wraps up very quickly. It's a montage of basically the third act of the film, where she goes home, she gets locked into the tower, and the stepmother knows her secret. But in this case, she finds the shoe. Were you looking for this? I love that we get to see the prince so much more active. You know, he's fencing, he's fighting, he's running down corridors. He's really fighting for Cinderella to find her. And so then it wraps up and it says, "Cinderella." Can 2015 come already? Like, I normally don't say that. I'm like, let's just go slow. Time doesn't need to move fast. But this looks like a movie. It's just romantic. It's just a fairy tale. Disney, you know how to do it. And I love that it felt very whimsical and real, which I appreciated. So seeing this trailer made me so excited. Before I was like, yeah, they're turning every animated film into a live action film nowadays. What's new? But seeing this really sold me. I'm so excited. I want to know what you guys think. What was your favorite part of the trailer? What do you think of Lily James as Cinderella? Also, what do you think of Richard Madden as Cate the Prince? Ooh, Prince Charming has a name. Love it. Alright guys, that's all I have. Be sure to subscribe. And until next time, I'm Morgan, and this is the Rotoscopers YouTube.